Yo, broskis, what is up? It's Rock, the broski, Rock, the indie pop heartthrob. My voice still sounds so weird to me, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Ooh, there's water. I love that. I'm gonna drink some water. But today we're gonna talk about Meg. We're gonna talk about Megan Thee Stallion. You know, amazing black woman, amazing rapper, amazing. She's killing it. Hot Girl Summer, Girls in the Hood, Cash. That word, yeah. I'm talking about this because this is really important. I'm talking about this because this is very important and whatnot. And a lot of times, black women are only seen as just strong and having to be strong and angry and whatnot. And I talked about that a little bit in the past in my most recent video and whatnot about how, you know, black people can be seen as angry for doing anything, showing any kind of emotion, and it's annoying. Black women specifically have a history of being seen as just angry black women. There's the stereotype of being an angry black woman. Ew, what is on my arm? I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
So black women have a negative history of being known as being angry black women and whatnot. Even though ironically there's more videos of, you know, Karens, like, you know, suburban annoying white moms and white women that just go out and act a fool and whatnot because, you know, they don't want to put on a mask or whatever. Like take your corny behind out my store, sis. Anyways, black women get a lot of credit. Black women have to put up with a lot. Black women have always been seen as like, oh, they're able to handle all this because they're just so strong and whatnot. And I use strong in quotation marks there, not as a way to defame black women, but to say that, like, black women shouldn't have to be seen as just, you know, being strong and being like, and that should not be like their mark of, like, you know, character. Yes, I will say, in my opinion, black people are very strong and whatnot, have been very strong and have been very, very kind and very nice to, you know, specifically America, the United States of America, for the long negative history that it has with black people and whatnot. You know, America has not been great to black people. Slavery, police brutality, you know, the school to prison pipeline, all that. Like, it's like, I don't even have to explain it anymore. Black women deal with a lot, and it's really, really not cool. Black women really shouldn't have to. There's things that I can't understand because I'm not a black woman and whatnot, that I hope that, like, if anyone ever wants to educate me on other stuff, or ever wants to talk about, you know, the plights of black women, I'm ready, because I love spitting game about, like, you know, bad-ish in the world that needs to get fixed. Anyway, Megan Thee Stallion, a rapper, hip-hop artist, I think I can say that, hip-hop rap artist, yeah. She's amazing. She's iconic. You know her. She's become a household name. She's a hot girl. She does hot girl shiz. She keeping it popping, keeping it moving and whatnot, making her money. And she was hanging out with, apparently, you know, Kylie Jenner and TORY LANEZ. Anyway, so she got shot, and I was actually just watching a video on Twitter and whatnot, like a video of her Instagram live. She apparently got shot in both of her feet, if I'm correct, and she had to get surgery and whatnot to get the bullets out, and it was painful. It was annoying. It was like, you know, like it was surgery. Surgery is annoying. Surgery is a scary thing. You know, I don't know if she had to be on anesthesia or whatever. Anyway, it's scary. Surgery is scary. It's scary. Getting shot in both of your feet is scary. To my knowledge, please correct me if I'm wrong. To my knowledge, as of like right now, TORY LANEZ was like arrested, but he was released like maybe 2 days ago, I think. I don't know. Anyway, homeboy shot Megan Thee Stallion and whatnot, and should be in literal jail. Homeboy shot Megan Thee Stallion. That's not cool. Like, shooting people is not cool. Like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Like, that was really corny and whatnot. And of course, as it's been said before and as it's been talked about, TORY LANEZ is going to continue to get booked. TORY LANEZ is going to continue to have clout. People are going to forget about this incident, and women are still going to flock. I said flock, Brad. I said flock. All right. Women are still going to flock towards TORY LANEZ, and men are still going to emulate him, want to be just like him and whatnot. And people are still going to make jokes and clown Megan when this is not cool. This is not, like, you know, this is not cool and whatnot. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that side for a fact. That it's become common in this generation to joke about serious things that are very serious. And for some people, especially on Twitter, because Twitter is like a den of sensitivity and over dramaticism. Twitter specifically is a den where people can talk about some, oh, well, we joke about this because, like, that's how we cope with, and that's how we handle serious topics and serious things and whatnot. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna keep it real. At least how I feel about that, there's some things that you should not be just joking about and whatnot. Like, you know, murder, shooting people, like doing awful things to each other, steal all this other credit. You should, like, that's like joking about, like, rape and whatnot. Like, it's like people have become so hypocritical. People have become so, like, if you're watching this, people have become so hypocritical about joking about things and whatnot that a lot of jokes are not okay. Joking is there's people who are like, oh, like, why is everyone so sensitive? There's people who are like, oh no, it's just because, like, you know, you can't be making people uncomfortable and all this other crud and whatnot. Let me slow down a little. I'm getting a little agitated. Yes, I'm agitated because it's the fact that people hide behind the whole thing of like just joking and whatnot, and it's not really funny. It's not funny to joke about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot by TORY LANEZ. It's not funny to joke about black women and black people's pain. It's not funny to joke about that kind of stuff, and it's not okay. It's not a coping mechanism. No, I'm cutting it out. I don't believe in none of that. That's some cornball stuff. This whole like I'm gonna say this too. Like when Naya Rivera, but when we found out like she was dead and whatnot, people want to make jokes and say that was okay because, like, you know, we joke. Oh, like today in our society in this generation, we joke about things because it's how we cope. It's how we cope with trauma. It's how we cope with, you know, bad stuff, and that's not okay. That's not healthy. And yes, you need to know that's not healthy. You need to know it's not healthy. You need to get it together because that's not cool. That's not cool behavior. What's up with you? Like,
what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not okay. Like,
I don't know what anyone's gonna say about this. You know what? I don't know what people are gonna say about this. But don't say it to me. Say it to a wall, because you can argue with a wall, not me. Don't. Oh, also, please, this is a disclaimer. Don't argue with my walls, because my walls don't care either. Like them, they silent as a pig. So argue with like a wall. Argue with like the wall in your freaking house or whatever. But I don't care. Argue with like a brick wall for all I care. Face forward, please. Anyway. That's not okay. You can't just joke about things that are, like, you know, actually very serious and very grave and whatnot, and hide that behind, oh, well, I was joking, so, like, it's how I cope with things. It's like, it's just how I cope. Like, no. This isn't some, oh, that's how I cope with things. Like, stop hiding behind your coping mechanisms and whatnot. And yes, I'm gonna talk about that. Like, stop hiding your, like, stop, like, doing negative and awful things and whatnot and making things seem lighter than they are but that are very serious behind them being coping mechanisms and whatnot, because some coping mechanisms can be, you know, unhealthy, very toxic, very bad and whatnot. I hope I'm using toxic in the right way, because, you know, people do overuse toxic. I'll give it that. So I'll try not to use toxic so much. Anyway, don't, you know, hide behind don't hide behind the fact that it's a coping mechanism when that coping mechanism might not even be that. Like, it might just be you just being an awful person, or, you know, just literally you just being an awful person, or you just trying to, you know, gain some ground of like, oh, well, since it's how I cope with things, it's okay. Like, no, that's not how you cope with things. That's unhealthy. You need to get help for that. Don't talk to me. Talk to a therapist and a wall. The walls got you. The walls, they got you. Anyways, Megan was shot, and that's really not okay and whatnot. And there's been this giant narrative of black women having to be strong in this country and in, you know, the freaking scheme of life so far and whatnot. And it's not fair to black women. It's not fair to Megan and whatnot. I'm not hating on TORY LANEZ because of who he is. I'm hating on him because of what he did, and that is an unforgivable thing to do. Like, let's all, like, actually talk about that for a second. TORY LANEZ shot somebody. He didn't shoot her in the stomach, in the breast, in the face, in the brain, in the ear, in the legs. He shot Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. That's not okay. That was an awful decision. That's awful behavior. Anyone that's gonna be around TORY LANEZ in, you know, right now or in the coming months or in the coming future or whatever, if he's not, like, put him in jail for, like, I don't know, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon. I don't know about that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do that, if you're really gonna be around someone like that could shoot somebody that could shoot somebody relatively, to my knowledge, unprovoked, because everyone was just chilling and she was leaving and whatnot and she got shot. If you're really gonna do that, like, if you're really going to be around someone like that, you need to be careful, because that's obviously someone who's dangerous, someone who's, like, you know, doesn't know how to handle conflict and a lot of things without resorting to, you know, violence and, you know, that. Like, there's a lot of things we can talk about, like violence and whatnot, violence and, you know, all that crap. Like, violence, that stuff is serious. Like, shooting somebody is serious. Like, that's not something to be taken lightly. Shooting somebody is serious. You don't just shoot people. That's not okay. That's disgusting behavior. Like me, I'm not about that. Honestly, I'm not about that. I'm not about this whole, like, shooting and violence and crime and whatnot. Like, I'm not putting my hands on you. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm better than that. People, we're better than that. Like, come on. Like, you resort into, like, putting your hands on somebody, using a weapon on somebody. Like, what happened to being real men and women and, you know, talking about your problems or talking things out? Like, and now it's become this generation of Twitter fingers and threatening people over the internet and saying, I'll shoot you and I'll kill you and whatnot, and all this other crud, and dropping people's addresses and this and that and whatnot. And it's really disgusting and it's really alarming, and people like that need help. They need to get help. They need to be rehabilitated. Please, like, come on, let's get into it. Like, let's talk about it. Like, it's just not okay. And, like, this whole thing is, like, this whole situation is just has so many layers of, like, okay, he shot her. He should be in jail, and it should be pinpoint that. There should be no jokes on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, any social media. There should be no jokes about someone getting shot, period. Like, come on, y'all. Like, what's up with that? Like that's honestly cornball behavior. There should be no jokes about that, for real. And there's no if, ands, or this, that, or the third. There's none of that. I just think it's really disgusting. The joking about it's disgusting. Him shooting her is disgusting. I'm with Megan and whatnot. We should all be with Megan. Like, this is like, this is awful. Like, as much like if you want to send prayers to Megan, you should also be condemning Tory Lanez. This is like what I would ask of you. This is what I would ask of you and whatnot. If something like this happens, and like, the facts are pretty, regular and whatnot, and doing whatever, stop listening to his music. Stop listening. One person boycotting someone's, content and media does a lot, and then them spreading that wildfire and whatnot, and other people doing it too, does a lot as well. Like, for real, y'all. Honestly, like, cancel culture is not real. People don't really cancel people. Like, think of like, people that should be canceled but aren't. Anyway, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the feet, and that's not funny. Only reason I'm smiling right now, I don't want that to come across as me laughing about this. I'm saying that it's just like it's really crazy, and we need to get into that. So like, don't be making jokes about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot, and stop listening to Tory Lanez music, and people stop banging with him. Like, what's up? Like, I don't know how it became like commonplace for people to like be associated with these kind of people that would use like deadly force, and that would be okay with taking someone's life when life is so serious and so grand, and that's somebody's like that's somebody's daughter, son, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, and you can just like strip life from them. And I realize that's not what happened here with Megan and whatnot, but it is all connected because of violence. And it is all connected. I'm not here for it. I don't stand for it, and that's period. And you shouldn't stand for that. That's not okay. That kind of behavior is not okay. And people that believe in like violence as an option and whatnot, I think of violence as a last resort, as if someone's like coming across to you trying to hurt you physically and whatnot. Okay, but it's different. But that's completely different between going on social media and saying that you'll kill somebody and whatnot. That's disgusting behavior. Like, please get help. Like, bro, like, seriously. Like, go get a therapist, because that's not okay. That's not normal. What should be normal is, talking about your problems and saying what you're not cool with, and being open and honest that you don't stand for things, and talking about your feelings in a productive way. But a lot of times it seems like this generation isn't so, direct anymore, which is really, that's a video in itself. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a video in itself, why this generation, people I know, people I have had the misfortune of knowing, and people all around, are very indirect, don't really talk about their problems, don't really openly speak on things and whatnot. And I mean all that in the sense of you have the resources to openly broadcast how you feel to people who actually honestly care about you, instead of just getting angry at someone and threatening to kill them on Instagram or Twitter. Because that's weird, everyone. I hope we're in agreement that that's weird behavior, and that should not be taken lightly. And that's hey, can you this person, this is their phone number. Yeah, you need to do something about them, because they're threatening to kill people, and that's serious. Thank you, bye. But that's really what I wanted to say about that situation, everything and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching this video, broskis. As always, probably one of my songs will be playing under the video or whatever and whatnot. I want to thank Brad for editing and whatnot. I want to thank all you broskis for watching. I want to thank the subscribers that we have so far. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. Make sure to like, comment, and share to all your goonies and whatnot, so they can subscribe. Become a broski, join the bunch. We're on our way up. We're on the come up, and we'll get there. It'll be a blast and whatnot. Make sure to check me out on Instagram at RAKEEM. I hope I said that right, because it's RAK 4 E's M at Rakeem. And then my Twitter is at RockDebroski. My TikTok is at RockDebroski. You can see me on Spotify and SoundCloud at Rock and at Rock. And then if you want to send me any beats for music, it's my Gmail. It's at REESESPIECESBOY at gmail.com. That spells at Reese'sPiecesBoy.gmail.com. So, hit me with any beats if you want, and comment, hit a brother up and whatnot through, Gmail, Instagram, whatever and whatnot. I always like to talk. Thank you so much for watching and whatnot. I want to be here for you, broskis. If you have any video suggestions or anything you want to say, drop it in the comments and whatnot. But make sure not to argue or fight over it in my comments, because I will not be reading that. No, you can argue with a wall. Thank you. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, broskis. Have a great day and stay safe. Remember, don't be toxic. Be positive. Try to be positive. Don't be a negative Nancy. And spread love, spread light, and be a broski. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you. All right. Bye, broskis. Bye. Here we go.